Of all the super healthy greens, kale is king. Kale is loaded with all sorts of vitamins and minerals. Here are 10 health benefits of kale that are supported by science. Kale is in fact one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Kale is loaded with powerful antioxidants. It is an excellent source of vitamin C. Kale can help lower cholesterol, which may reduce the risk of heart disease. Kale is one of the world's best sources of vitamin K, which plays a vital role in blood clotting, bone metabolism, and regulating blood calcium level. There are numerous cancer-fighting substances in kale. Kale is very high in beta-carotene, which promotes healthy skin, immune system, and vision. Kale is a good source of minerals that most people don't get enough of. Including kale in your diet is good for the eye. Kale is helpful in weight loss programs. So if you want to dramatically boost the amount of nutrients you take, consider loading up on kale. So today, I'm going to teach you a great way to make kale stir fry. This stir fry is made with grated coconut. It's absolutely delicious, and I'm sure we're going to see some kale converts with this recipe. So I have a big batch of kale, straight from the supermarket, nice and fresh. And we're going to remove the leaves from the stem. Now I'm using curly kale here. It's the most common variety of kale. You can use any of the varieties, but I much like the texture and the flavor of the curly kale the best. So we're not going to use the stem section, we're going to discard that. We're only going to use the leaves. An easy way to remove the leaves is just to flip it over so that you can see the stem and then just tear off the leaves. They come off really easy. So as you can see here, I have a large colander full of the kale for this recipe. Now we're going to really rinse this thoroughly. Make sure you use your hands to gently massage the kale as you rinse to get rid of any dirt particles that may be present. Now this may seem like a large quantity of kale, but it actually cooks down a lot during the stir fry process. As a side dish, it will make about 6 to 7 servings. So once rinsed thoroughly, I like to use the 2 colanders like this, and I just shake it off to remove all the water. You can also use a salad spinner. And the next step, we need to finely chop our rinsed and drained kale. Of course, you can do this by hand, but we really need it finely chopped, and using a food processor really helps. You can use a large food processor, but I can't be bothered to bring down my food processor from the cabinet because I am so used to using this small handy one. I just need to do it in a couple of more batches. So this is the texture that we're looking for, very finely chopped. Just 2 or 3 pulses of the processor and you should get the right consistency. Make sure you don't grind too much that it becomes more like a pesto. Also, if you're using a smaller processor like this, make sure that your batches are not too firmly pressed. They should be loosely pressed so that they're chopped properly. So here we have our finely chopped kale. You can see the texture. The leaves should not be too coarsely ground so that it makes a paste or pesto form. So we're going to set that aside. Next we need shallots. 8 to 10 shallots, and I've sliced them like this. And we also need mustard seeds, black mustard seeds here, a 1/4 teaspoon. This adds a great pop and flavor for this kale stir fry with coconut. For best results, you need a large wok or frying pan with a greater surface area in order to stir fry the kale thoroughly. And for this stir fry, we're using coconut oil. Trust me, it adds a real depth and flavor. So we add 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil and heat that up. You might need a little bit more coconut oil later. To this we're going to add the mustard seeds and wait till they have completely stopped popping, and then add the sliced shallots. Now you can also add broken up dried red chilies. This adds a nice color and depth and heat, but today I'm not using that. And we're also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric. Now we're going to saute this till the shallots are nice and softened. I'm adding a little bit more coconut oil as it seems a bit too dry. And now in batches we're going to add the chopped up kale. Add a little bit of it at a time, and we're going to stir fry till it sort of softens and reduces. Just stir fry around 10 seconds before the next addition of chopped up kale. If ever you find you need a little bit more coconut oil, you can always add some. It's always better to do the stir fry in batches like this. And as the kale cooks, you will find that there's the raw smell of kale initially, but as it cooks, the kale loses that rawness, and you can really smell it as it cooks down. We want the raw pungency of the kale to be gone in the stir fry, and as it cooks down, you see how the kale reduces in volume. So once I can no longer smell that raw pungency, I'm going to add garlic powder, a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder to add a nice boost in flavor. And now we're just going to move the stir-fried kale to the sides of the wok or pan so that there's a space in the center. To this we're going to add 1.5 cups of fresh grated coconut. If you only have frozen grated coconut, that's fine, just thaw it and use it instead. Once we add it to the center, we're going to cover up the coconut with all of the stir-fried kale like this. And then you're going to reduce the heat and just allow this to build up some steam. So here I've just let it steam for 1 minute on a low heat, and now we can stir fry vigorously so that the grated coconut is mixed in with the sauteed and fried kale. Stir it really well. Now you can start to taste your kale. The kale should be nice and soft before it's ready. Add salt to taste. Add a little bit of salt first because it's really easy to oversalt your kale. So just add a little bit of time and taste, and add more if needed. So the kale stir fry with coconut is ready. This makes a great side dish with rice. Just keep on stir frying until the kale is soft to your liking. I like it to be nice and softened without any hardened bits in there. It's great as a side dish, as I mentioned, with rice. It's absolutely delicious. But if you'd like to serve this as a cold salad, you can just allow it to cool off and add chopped apple, cranberries, and walnuts, and that's a great option as well. Coconut and kale stir fry. I like to add a little bit of coconut oil right at the end, just over the top, and give it one final mix. Season if necessary, and it's done. This is absolutely delicious, served with rice. If you don't like kale, try this recipe. You might be surprised. If you enjoy the video recipe, please leave a comment, and if you try the recipe, let me know. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye!